Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 and we are coming at you today with another very special custom. It is a wedding cake topper, this time for DeviantArt user Astrocadia. Now, as I have said, for very special and time-sensitive occurrences, such as a wedding, you do not wait on the queue. You just tell me, and I get right to it. You know, assuming that it's something that I can do in the time constraints. Apparently, their wedding isn't until May, so you know, here it is done in February, so they have plenty of time to receive it and build it and all that good stuff. Astrocadia wanted a wedding cake topper featuring classic Sonic and Amy, and were able to track down the Jazzwares 2-pack figures, no box, but you know, the Amy and the Sonic were perfectly intact, in order for me to convert them into the little bride and groom that would go on the Green Hill themed base, because the vast majority of people seem to like Green Hill as the base. But it has been a while since I used classic Sonic and Amy. I think my last couple of wedding cake toppers used the modern versions. But yeah, don't quote me on that. I've made a few of these and it's hard to keep track of them. Alright, so let's get started on the conversion. The bodies required a very small amount of sculpting. In Sonic's case, the cummerbund, bow tie, and lapels of his little suit. And with Amy, just a little bit of sculpting on the front to look like the bustier or bustier, or however you pronounce that, of her wedding dress. To finish the conversion of Sonic, I made some coattails out of craft foam, and he was a mere paint job away from being complete. So, you know, his little suit is black, and then I painted his arms black to be the little coat sleeves, and that's it. That's the Sonic Groom. It's always easy to make the Groom Sonic because it's such a basic little thing. Of course, tuxedo is a pretty standard affair. As we all know, the big special garment that everybody talks about on the wedding is the bride's dress. So, as far as sculpting and stuff on the dress went, the little thing with the bustier was pretty much all I did, although that is not by a long shot all there's to it. I did cut off a little bit of the poofy sleeve underarm to see if I could try and get Amy's arms a little lower, because classic Amy's arms do stick out quite a bit, but I don't think I really accomplished much in this region. I think if you really want to get a classic Amy to put her arms all the way down, then you're going to have to like radically alter the way that is shaped. Not that there would be much point to it, because then her hands would just meet her dress and then that would stop it. So I guess I can see why Jazzwares didn't really bother to give too much clearance to this shoulder. Whatever. I did also paint her little dress white, if for no other reason than to make sure that when I put the fabric over it, it wouldn't show through. And the shoes were repainted. The very light sky blue part is white as well, and her laces are pink. So, all that being said and done, the important thing is to make the dress look frilly, like a wedding dress. And I went to my good old-fashioned trim. This is normally used to make trimming on larger garments, but for something this small, it is the dress itself. In fact, I had to pinch it up to make sure that it's not too long, because otherwise, like, it's too long. Like, this would make a good dress for an action figure that's, like, 4 inches tall, but, you know, for a little 2 3/4 inch tall Amy, it kind of throws her off. But yeah, that's the fabric-y part of her dress, and she also has a veil. The veil is made out of tulle fabric, just like an actual wedding veil would be. which is glued along her hairband that I painted white, so it has a natural folding point, and it can be pulled over her face, or you can fold it back behind her head. And given the geometry of how it's attached, it pretty much stays in place either way. And yes, she does have a little tiara there with some rhinestones. I kind of screwed up when I took this picture. The tiara is behind a layer of the veil. I later altered it so that the tiara will be in front of the veil when it's folded behind. But we will get to that in just a bit. As the bride, Amy is also going to need a bouquet. They wanted their bouquet to have white and pastel yellow flowers, so I took a trip to Michael's and bought a little bag of decorated fabric flowers. I figured 4 would be good for the symmetry and balance. I attached them to a wire. I attached each flower head to a wire stem, and then wrapped it all up with some tissue paper to make a nice white holding point. And you see that there is a wire sticking out. This is so that you can put the bouquet in Amy's hand and use the wire to wrap around her hand and wrist so that she's able to hold it. I would sometimes use adhesive or glue to make sure that she can hold on to this, but I decided I want the cake topper is not pre-assembled. Like, if I were to build the cake topper, unless I'm hand delivering it, it would never survive. The figures would rip off the base and then bouncing around in the box destroy everything else. I learned that the hard way the first time I made a wedding cake topper and had to quickly make a replacement stage and mail it to them, which arrived just a couple of weeks before the actual wedding, so I really dodged a bullet there. So you're going to see a test assembly. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and make the stage right now, and I'll explain later. The stage itself is just a smooth foam circle. It's a big old circle with the checkerboard pattern grass painted on it. And by the commissioner's request, the side of it is painted white and silver instead of the usual orange and brown. Just like with Amanda's cake topper, this is to match the decor of the rest of their cake. Then all you need are the iconic Green Hill flowers, these sunflowers and violets. And yes, one of the violets is shaped like a cross, and the other shaped like an X. I was trying to capture that appearance where the heads of the flowers in Green Hill seem to rotate like the pinwheels. And they're just made out of craft foam and toothpicks. This is low cost, high quality. I do know that I do 3D printed sunflower heads these days, but my 3D printer is still down, so back to the good old fashioned stuff. This is a temporary build. You just stick the flowers in. You can use a little bit of glue to make it permanent, but this is a temporary build because I have to dismantle it again. And of course, the big old special stage ring at the back of the stage is just a brass ring with a spike made out of epoxy sculpt sticking out the bottom. So, simple as all that. Okay, so now that we've seen the stage, we can put the bride and groom on it. Again, they're just standing there for now. When they actually arrive, the bride and groom will use a hot glue gun to attach their feet to the base to make sure the figures don't fall off. Or maybe not. They'll just stick it on with a couple of toothpicks or something so that after the wedding is over, they'll take them off and have little bride and groom action figures of Sonic and Amy. And that is why the bouquet is also a removable accessory, because I don't know if they want them to stand this way or if they want the bride and groom to be on other sides. So, they're free to put the bouquet in whatever hand they want. So, that's just how that works. So, I rather like making wedding cake toppers for people. In a small way, it makes me feel like I'm part of the wedding party. Well, not literally part of the wedding party, but, you could probably lump me in with the caterer or something, right? Technically I did decorations for the wedding, so, put me on that. I'll stick that on my resume. Did wedding decorations. Of course, I would never actually present that as my thing. I do not want someone to put me in charge of a wedding. That is way too much pressure. But still, I do enjoy these wedding cake toppers, and I hope you do too. So, happy wedding to Astrocadia. I hope you and your partner have many years together. And I honestly don't know if you're the bride or the groom because I forgot to actually check your stats and background, so I don't know which one you are. But still, just know that I am sending you all my love through this cake topper. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.